nip it in the bud. You got to nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. You got to nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. You got to nip it in the bud. Nip it, nip it.
All right, everybody. Are you ready to roll tonight? I am ready to roll tonight. We've got a great crowd building in here already on our Facebook Main Bethel page. We're up in the coffee shop. We're broadcasting live via YouTube. Hey, and make sure you take the time each time we gather together, either on Tuesday night or Friday night for the program, or on Wednesday night worship. It is a big deal. Listen, it's a really big deal when you hit the like and the share button. And let me explain to you why that is important. That tune does rock, by the way. The reason that is important is because all of the Google, YouTube, Facebook analytics world see when people share or like. And when that happens, they even start to spread these videos out more and more. So you're not only a part of the program, watching and enjoying it, learning from it, but at the same time, you're also a part of the program by helping to spread it. I get messages now from people all over that are tuning into the news program or tuning into the Wednesday night worship. So this stuff really works. Thank you for being a part of all that we do. Want to welcome all of you. It is Tuesday night, May the 4th. Well, that's what happens when your wife's in the hospital for 4 days. You think it's April. You wake up and it's May. Yeah, she's home. She is downstairs below the Play Shield Studios where I'm broadcasting live tonight. And got some pretty good reports on her. The basic good news is, and I know you're all wondering, is her heart is perfectly healthy. They went through all the testings that they needed to do from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, ended up with a nuclear stress test. And what we have concluded is her heart is healthy. That's really good news. Now, we've not found out where the chest pressure and the breathing issues are coming from. So they're still on it. Probably going to be heading to a pulmonologist, checking on the lungs a little bit more. I was working with Dr. Jones yesterday, and he and some of the doctors up there in Erie are leaning towards some lung issues that may be leftover remnants from when Holly had the coronavirus. So who knows? We'll find out, but they're working on it. She's on quite a few prescriptions and took a day today and rested, getting back in the swing thing. So there you go. There's the update. Thank you for all your love, care, and concern. We are going to have a great night. Good grief. We've got a huge load in here. Thank you all for being a part of it. Let me look over here and say some hellos tonight. Sally Chenault, Gloria Clapper, 9 others jumped on the same time. Sandy McClymans, God bless you. Janet Smith, God bless you. Lots of you have sent private messages about our family. Thank you for that. Julia Augustine, good evening to you. Ray Suhuliga, here we go. You're right, brother. Get ready. Here we go. We're going to rock and roll tonight. The Loziers are in the house. Pam Bowman checking in from the great state of North Carolina. God bless you. Bonnie Beam, welcome to the program tonight. Oh, my goodness. Linda Mitchell, God bless you. Shirley Leventry checking in from the great state of Mississippi. Aaron Flowers, what's up, my friend? Cadmans are in the house. God bless you. Good evening back to you, Gloria. Ted Morris gives a big thumbs up on the Facebook, and in the YouTube, he's speaking Russian to me. Dobry вечер, meaning good evening. Dobry вечер. Good evening to you. The Homer is checking in from North Carolina. Jennifer Grover, God bless you. The Wine Miller is checking in from North Carolina. Bob Vanderslice, welcome to you, my friend. Rick Berry, Shirley May, God bless you guys. Judy Roberts, Bill and Kathy Jones, Bob Piccarilli, Sharpsville. I see you there. Rick Powers, what's going on, my friend? Welcome to you tonight to the program. Seth Porter, I've got a lot more buttons over here for you to push. Rhonda Hodge, God bless you. Paul Kiss, our Canadian Pennsylvanian, checking in. Robert J. Viviano, checking in from Florida. Rita Berryman, God bless you. Sandy Winterberger, tell your boys their beverage of the night is on schedule for Friday. Fun night. Going to be a good one. I've got a very interesting beverage coming in. Jonathan Fireball, God bless you tonight in Richmond, Virginia. Woo. Yes, Larry Gorley, that tune rocks. What's up, PG? First time on YouTube. I need enlightened. Fred Callahan. Yes, sir. Marissa, God bless you. Welcome to the program. Folks, Stephen Terry Olsgaard checking in from the great state of California. Hey, it's time to rock and roll. You know what we're going to start with.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to witness is not only exciting and educational, but sometimes a bit risky as well. Do not try this at home. It's time for the beverage of the night.
Folks, tonight, the beverage of the night. I'm really excited about it. It is lip smacking good. It is coming in from the great state of Tennessee, I believe, picked up on the trip of the Frances working their way through Tennessee. It is the original lip smacking good moonshine sweet tea. And they're very clear to state in the upper corner that this is non-alcoholic moonshine sweet tea. And this company does a big thing with helping children's charities. So I'm looking forward to some Tennessee moonshine sweet tea. Are you ready? Come on, please be good. I'm really thirsty. We've been working hard. Ronald Leon Vander, Richmond, Virginia, welcome to the program. Moonshine sweet tea. I'm going to make a recommendation right now that every one of you, when the program is over at 9:30 p.m., go straight to your online shopping place that you like, whatever it may be, and order this stuff. Good grief. This is like nectar of the gods. Moonshine sweet tea. I'm looking forward to sipping on that tonight. We've got a lot to get through. Are you ready? Buckle your seatbelt. Well, folks, we're going to talk about a multiplicity of topics tonight. We're going to look at some things that are going on in our country. We're also going to look at something tonight where I don't want to say it. In fact, public speaking 101, they teach you in college, is never say, I told you so. So I will not say tonight, I told you so. But I'll think it. Maybe I can say it in Russian. Я сказал, I told you so. We're going to get to that in just a few moments on something that is unfolding. You know, one of the things I want to start talking about tonight is the state of Minnesota. Minnesota has received a lot of bad news, but I want you to know something. There are some wonderful folks up in the great state of Minnesota. I fly through Minneapolis quite a bit on Delta Airlines. It's one of their hubs there at Minneapolis, St. Paul, and wonderful people. And I know they've been under the gun with their liberal views, with the defunding of police, with the George Floyd case, with the Derek Chauvin case, of which soon I told you so. But not yet, and I'm not going to say I told you so. I'm going to say it in Russian, Я сказал. But you know what? We got to give some due when some due is due. And tonight, I'm going to give a big cheer out to the Minnesota Senate. They passed a voter ID bill. And this is going to require photo ID for elections going forward. Now, many on the left are screaming and kicking and complaining about it, but it's very clear, and this is directly from Minneapolis News, it's passed, and there's not much that the Democrats can do to now try to roll it back, or even the governor. It is going to happen where Minnesota is going to be required to show ID to vote. Hey, praise the Lord. You got to show ID to get on an airplane. You have to show ID to drive a car. You've got to show ID to get a cell phone. Did you know that? Oh, you don't believe me? Go try to get a new cell phone without showing your driver's license. Good luck to you. It's not going to happen. It's a requirement to show your driver's license. So, you want to vote? Show your ID. Show that you are a citizen of the great United States of America. Now, many people are complaining about that on the left, but those that passed this, and for the most part it fell along party lines, they said, listen, we do not want to stop anybody from voting or make it harder for people to vote if they're legal to vote. If there are legal Minnesotans that do not have ID, we are formulating a plan where they can get a voter ID. Isn't that wonderful? You see, I don't believe anybody's trying to suppress vote anywhere. Now, there may be, things behind the scene and things that are scandalous in different parts of the country. Everything has some parts of corruption in it. That's the world. That's sin. That's fallen nature. But for the general majority, Americans are wonderful, God-fearing, honest people. And we don't want to suppress a vote if you have a right to vote. This is what Minnesota's doing, and tonight I give them a big cheer. God bless you, Minnesota. The same thing already happened in Georgia. That was a big debacle. It's happening in Arizona, and it's going to be happening in other states as well. Minnesota leading the way. Kamala Harris has now gone 41 days without a news conference or even speaking about the border, other than saying, I'm going to deal with it down at the triangle of nations that are the source of the problem. We discussed this last week, but you know what? Here's the truth. I'm going to give you the truth tonight in regard to this. Kamala Harris, God bless her, and Joseph Biden do not want a news conference on the border crisis, because it is a crisis and it is a complete debacle and failure of the current administration to stem the tide of the problems that are happening at the southern border of the United States. And if we were to have a news conference about it, then we have to draw attention to our failure. We can't blame it on previous administrations, whoever they may be. We would have to own up to it, because they've been in office now since January, and the problem only gets worse and worse and worse. Why do they not want to draw attention to it? It's pretty simple. Did you see this? Houston, Texas, smuggling charges against 5 people. Listen. 97 human beings were locked with a padlock on the outside of the door in 2 rooms. 92 males, 5 females, all adults, locked in a room in a normal, look here, folks, not the slums, not the other side of the railroad tracks, but a normal neighborhood. 97 people. Karen Odell, God bless you. Donald Mitchell, God bless you. Listen, how could 97 people be locked in 2 rooms? And even the neighbors now that are around the house are saying they had no idea. Now, honestly, I do not know how that happens. I would imagine that if 97 people were locked in 2 rooms in the house next to me, I probably would know it. Wouldn't I hear them? Wouldn't they scream out? Well, guess what? The answer is no, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason the answer is no, because when you look deeper into this story, this is a true tale that is happening not only there in Houston, but all throughout the country of human trafficking and human smuggling coming across our southern border. One lady tells the story. Her brother was one of the 97 people locked in the 2 rooms. She had paid smugglers 11,000 US dollars to get her brother across the border and into the United States. They got him across the border. He ended up in this house, locked in a room with 96 other people. He was told that if you scream out, if you cry, if you do anything, we will kill your family back in Mexico. The lady in Mexico was told once he was there, 11,000 won't do it now. We've got him in the U.S., but it's going to cost you 5,000 more to get him freed out of where we are holding him. That is why nobody is screaming out. That is why nobody is crying out, because it is an epidemic of fear that is instilled into people as they're trying to get out of their countries and escape. And they're doing it through means that are illegal. Remember, legal immigration, I'm 100% for. You go through the process. You want to immigrate to America? Go through the process. Get approved. We'll welcome you with open arms, and you can come and become a part of the melting pot that makes America so great and beautiful. But this illegal border that basically, evidently, we do not really have a border anymore, is a disaster in the making. So I'm here to tell you there is some crazy stuff going on down there. And honestly, the administration that is in D.C. doesn't want the American people to know about it. Is it a big cover-up? I don't know if we could call it a cover-up, but what we can call it is, let's do a little juggling of the news stories so that we can keep the things that would keep us out of the hot plate off of the front pages. But it's not going to happen, folks. It is going to continue to happen this way. You know, one of the reasons right now, and I want to show you this, one of the reasons that the administration that is currently in place is struggling to really do anything other than create a bigger debacle is because they are well aware that a majority of the American people do not respect. Now listen, God bless them, they need Jesus, but do not respect that administration. Many Americans believe that election was stolen. Some Americans believe that this administration should not be in power. So you have a big mess. But there's something interesting that I've been paying attention to that I want to share with you. Last week, President Joe Biden made a speech to a joint session of Congress. Dear friends, that was not the State of the Union address. Ever since the time of Ronald Reagan in 1981, the newly elected president does not give a State of the Union address. Later on, he will address a joint session of Congress. President Biden's first State of the Union will be scheduled for early 2022. Maybe. Maybe. So he goes on and makes a speech. Sitting behind him was Vice President Kamala Harris, and to her left, to your right, looking at the camera, was Nancy Pelosi. I wonder why she didn't rip up Biden's speech like she ripped up Trump's. Hey, there's something I want to draw your attention to you. I'm a numbers guy. Pastor Kent, he loves numbers. He and Ms. Denise are out this week on vacation, resting, getting refreshed. But that man loves numbers. He loves spreadsheets. God bless him. But I do pay attention to numbers, and I've got something very interesting I want to share with you tonight. Are you ready? Check this out. This was the speech President Biden made. By the way, it was kind of like the Oscars. The ratings were horrible. Nobody was watching it. Now, let me validate that. Take a look at the screen, and I'm going to show you 10 different news outlets. Check this out. This right here is CBS News. I want you to look down here. 18,000 people watching the speech, 1,900 likes, 3,800 dislikes. That's CBS. Let's go to the next one. CNBC, 11,000 people watching, 517 likes, 856 dislikes. 3, CNN, 1,325 people watching. What kind of farce is the left media trying to pull over our eyes that think they're telling the truth? CNN, 1,325 viewers, 5,900 likes, 6,900 dislikes. Go to the next one. Reuters, 2,049, 209 likes, 661 dislikes. Number 5, ABC. That's actually 18,539 watching. It's cut off. 4,500 likes, 6,000 dislikes. Number 6, Time. 1,170 watching, 209 likes, 703 dislikes. USA Today, 778 watching, 276 likes, 903 dislikes. Number 8, Yahoo Finance, 7,204 watching, 351 likes, 1,300 dislikes. Number 9, the White House. I'm showing you facts tonight. The White House, 52,000 watching, 5,800 likes, 12,000 dislikes, right on the whitehouse.gov. The final one on ABC News, they had 40,000 watching, 3,500 likes, 6,200 dislikes. Folks, I don't understand what is happening in our country, but it is blatantly obvious that this administration is just being allowed to spin its wheels and forget right, left, middle. I just think people in general are just watching and going, what is happening in our country? Nothing is happening in our country. It's a huge pause button. And you know another thing that's very interesting, and here's another thing that's very interesting. Do you remember prior to the election? I want everybody to think back in time. Think to Facebook. Think about Twitter. Think about all the advertisements and the people on social media screaming about, we need Biden. We need a change in America. Get rid of Trump. We need Biden. We need Biden. And then on election day, Facebook was full of people rejoicing. Woo! Biden was elected president. Where are those people now? I'm back on Facebook, and what I see is people making croissants and taking pictures of their kids eating SpaghettiOs again and posting them. I don't see hardly anything about how great this administration is doing. Now, I showed you the numbers right there of who actually watched this speech. It was over twice as many people disliking it as liking it. And Matt Morgan, you are correct. It is remarkable, isn't it? It doesn't make sense. Now, you ready for this? You guys know I like to play video games. I play one with some friends, and we stream at night. Yes, even after this. I want to show you something. This is the platform from where I stream, okay? This is called Twitch. I just showed you the numbers of President Trump's speech. 1,000 watching on USA Today, 40,000 here, 11,000 there, 18,000 here, 790 here, 52,000 on whitehouse.gov, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, folks, this is just a few gamers. Listen to me playing their video games right now. Call of Duty, 155,000 people watching. Fortnite, 104,000. People just chatting. They start a stream and just start talking. 408,000. Grand Theft Auto, 569,000. Valorant, 123,000. Apex Legends, 210,000. Right now, this very second, many, many more people are watching people play video games than listened to the speech of the President of the United States. Now, after President Biden made that speech, Senator Tim Scott was given the responsibility to give the rebuttal. This has caused quite a debacle in many Democratic parties and election centers throughout the country because Senator Tim Scott was attacked and called an Oreo. And let me explain that to you. That means he's black on the outside, but white on the inside. Senator, but I think he's major, isn't it? What is it? Alan West? Is he a major? General, Lieutenant Colonel, something. Alan West, he is now the chairman of the Republican Party for the state of Texas. And Lamar County Democrat Chairman Gary O'Connor just went after attacking Tim Scott, calling him, all the bad slang, degrading him. You talking about being racist? That man was being racist against Tim Scott. Well, Alan West coming to his defense. Colonel, thank you, Heather Weinmiller. Colonel Alan West. They called Tim Scott an Oreo. Alan West is sitting there, and I won't show it to you, but tonight he put a video out, and he says, listen, you want to call them Oreos? I'll send you Oreos to remind you of how great a senator he is. God bless you, Alan West, and God bless you, Tim Scott. Good stuff going on right there. What goes around comes around. And it's coming around. Now, I want to talk about coronavirus a little bit tonight. Here in Pennsylvania, Governor Wolf released a statement that on May 31st, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania will be ending most of its mitigation things that are in place, mitigation measures, May 31st, except wearing masks. So restaurant capacities, everything is going to be lifted according to this, broke today, state of Pennsylvania, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, on May the 31st. And Governor Wolf said that right here, I'm reading it, when 70% of Pennsylvanians 18 and older are fully vaccinated, the order requiring Pennsylvanians to wear masks will also be lifted. So we'll see. As of today, over 50% of Pennsylvanians 16 and older have gotten at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. So that's where Pennsylvania is at. We're seeing light at the end of the tunnel. We're seeing other states open. Their numbers are doing good. You know where we stand. I don't keep beating that drum. We've all lost many people due to COVID. My wife downstairs may be dealing with the repercussions of COVID right now. We're waiting to find out. But we're looking to get to normal and get life, get our life back. How about that? So we're in process for that. We see what's happening in Pennsylvania. Now, with that said, I personally have been wondering something in my mind. What I've been wondering is how and why America got hit so hard, but many other nations that have a higher population did not, or have a little lower population did not. But now, I think some of that is being made clear to me, and it's a very sad story. You know, Brazil, large country, large population, really struggling with coronavirus. Ecuador, still completely locked down. But the story that makes me sad, and there's two nations I want to talk about tonight. The first one is India. Folks, I have not personally been to India, but I've been right on the Indian border, and I've been to Pakistan. Very similar culture, but India has the second largest population in the world, and they're soon to pass China. I was wondering how nations like India were not struggling with the coronavirus, because their sanitation is terrible. People living on top of each other. And I kept wondering, their hospital systems are so bad. I even pulled some stats today. Here's a population of, blue line is America, and the orange line is India. India has 330. America has 330 million people, and India has 1.3 billion. I even looked at some numbers. This is a really neat site here called Numbeo.com. And this is real life, real-time data where people go in, they put in real numbers. For example, you would put in, in Conneaut Lake, my gas is $3.09 a gallon. In San Francisco, my gas is $4.09 a gallon. And then this website takes all these numbers that people from around the world put in to give you a real-time analysis of what it costs to live, how much money people make in different countries, et cetera, et cetera. Very interesting, very interesting. But one of the things that we see here, and this is legit up to today, average net salary after taxes in India, $440 a month is what Indians on average live on. In the United States, average family, $3,500. Okay, it talks about interest rates. It talks about what the cost of living and what it turns out to be. And I won't bore you with numbers. It costs more to live in India than most people make. And that is why the overwhelming majority of people live in poverty. But India right now is under a call for a complete lockdown because they are completely out of control with the spread of the coronavirus. Their hospitals are overwhelmed, but most importantly, they have no supplies. They have no oxygen. People are literally dying right in the streets. And it's very, very sad. I want to show you something. Check this out. Interesting.
The virus has claimed more than 3 million lives, and daily cases are on the rise during that time as well, up 27%. Nowhere is that more apparent than in India, where cases have exploded to more than 300,000 per day. Lucy Kraft reports on this.
Starting in March, millions have converged on the Ganges River to cleanse their sins in a bathing ritual called the world's biggest religious festival. Masks, social distancing, and other antiviral measures were in short supply. So instead of salvation, India has been cursed with the world's fastest rate of COVID infection as pilgrims help seed outbreaks across the nation. The terrifying toll was on display this week, with cities forced to hold makeshift mass cremations. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who this week said India has been slammed by a COVID storm, has continued to hold mass political rallies.
Huge surge of cases.
Dr. Saswati Sinha, who works at a hospital in Kolkata, said physicians have been shocked to see the virus attack parents and children alike.
What is actually saddening is the entire family is being affected at one point in time. This is what we are seeing. These are the things which mainly, this gives us also a sense of anguish and despair.
As India's healthcare system collapses, social media has become a chorus of desperation. As young and old, rich and poor, plead for oxygen, hospital beds, and drugs, said independent journalist Smita Sharma.
I think there's just one way to describe it right now. It's a living hell. It's a nightmare. It's traumatic for all of us. We are all just scarred and I think very, very scared at this point in time.
While India's official death toll at under 200,000 is still only 1/3 that of the U.S., Indian funeral workers say the true number of casualties is far higher. Experts warn that even before this spike abates, a third wave is on the way.
So, folks, there you have it. You know, it's just sad. Doris Dagan, God bless you. It's just sad. And we need to remember that even as we are approaching and getting closer every day to light at the end of the tunnel, and I know there are Americans still struggling with COVID, but we're in process. Forget all the politics. Just forget all the politics right now. When you look at something like that, that has to touch your heart. I honestly believe through this, God is going to find a way for the gospel to be the answer. In the middle of that video clip, you saw the Ganges River and you saw the people coming and cleansing themselves in the river. Folks, that's the Hindu religion. You also see the massive burn piles. They burn their dead in the open air. But the thing about the Ganges River is in Hinduism, they will come to the river once a year, get in the river, wash, and they believe that it washes their sins away. But you could see it's just, honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth now, and I hope you can handle it. It's demonic. Hinduism is demonic. It is evil to the core. And these people are in darkness and they need the light of the gospel. So may it be an opportunity for the gospel to shine strong in India. The Ganges, one of the most polluted rivers in the world. It is full. I won't even describe it to you. It's nasty. These people need the light of Jesus. Candy Tar is writing in, hello, the missionaries I communicate with in India say it's truly beyond anything we can imagine. Also, Madagascar has completely shut again due to the new COVID variant spreading. That is absolutely correct. So take your politics. Let's put them in our back pocket for a minute. People are people, and India is really struggling. I'm going to tell you another nation tonight, and I've moved to where I do not talk about COVID so much anymore, just the big stories and keep a look and see what's going on. But we have to talk about major things when they're happening. India's major. Another one, folks, Tanzania. You know, Tanzania got a new president, and now they are beginning to battle the coronavirus scientifically. Tanzania never reported a COVID number, only once. And that was in March of 2020. They never reported any more data. And John Magufuli was the president who died of the coronavirus. He was the one that said that a fruit off the coast. What is that little island there? Zanzibar, a fruit you could eat and it would protect you from the coronavirus and whatever, la da da. Now he died. The new president, this lady, a Muslim lady, has taken office, his assistant. And Bering sent me a message, concerned about the influence of Islam in the nation. And honestly, Justin and I were supposed to already be in Tanzania. Couldn't get there yet. And I think it was the Lord watching out for us, because today Tanzania has announced coronavirus measures for the first time, and they're very, very tight. If you are arriving from a country with a high number of infections, you'll have to pay for a rapid test once you arrive. And I guarantee you that won't be cheap. If you're a traveler entering Tanzania, you must show negative coronavirus tests taken 72 hours prior to your arrival. And if you're coming to visit Tanzania, you have to quarantine, if you're a foreigner, in a government-approved housing unit for 14 days. I have spent much time in Tanzania. I deal with my own travel. I book my own hotels. There is no way I'm going to stay for 14 days in quarantine in a government housing unit in Dar es Salaam where it's 105 degrees with 80% humidity. No, thank you. I will preach to you over the internet, send you an offering, do our best to take care of you. And when this lifted, Greg will be in Tanzania, but not until then. This is serious stuff going on in these nations. Last couple of things I want to talk about tonight is Israel. Israel has come out and said that they will continue their shadow war until Iran's nuclear deal is scuppered. Scuppering is when the water goes through that little porthole on the ship and washes off the deck. Navy guys will know that, or boatsmen. It's also a word that means to destroy. So Israel is not going to stop their shadow war, stopping the advancement of Iran trying to get nuclear weapons, because evidently the Biden administration is going to do nothing. Lumber is racing. Folks, the average price for 1,000 board feet of lumber today, $1,600. 1,000 board feet. Average price normally is $400 for 1,000 board feet. As you're sitting there tonight in your home or you're at your workplace, you're watching the program tonight, just look around the room you're in. There's wood around you. Folks, I'm feeling our economy is heading for some bumpy moments. Our gas prices, I'm telling you, are going to continue to rise. When you start affecting in an economy lumber, fuel, food, electricity, power, it's going to wreck an economy. You think about buying a house, renting a house, building a house. Construction companies right now that do not even know how to price something because the cost of their raw materials is going up. Or if somebody decided to build you a house 6 months ago and they gave you a price, but they scheduled out saying, well, in the summer, we'll do this framing and this, but they priced you at a fourth of what the lumber costs now. They're in trouble. You're in trouble. We need to keep our eyes on it. Commodities is going crazy. Now, it is time for what I wanted to say. I told you earlier in the program that as a public speaker, you are never to say, I told you so. So tonight, I'm not going to say, I told you so. Barney is. Let's see here, Mario Ayala. Mario Ayala. Hello, Greg. Good news coming from El Salvador and an example of how to deal with a pandemic when the government is truly wanting to be honest with its people. Praise the Lord. Built the largest hospital in the region in 6 months. Greetings from Houston, Texas. Mario, thank you for dropping that in, brother. I'm telling you, through all of this, there is going to be the light of the gospel that is going to shine. Nothing takes the Lord by surprise, and God is going to be glorified through this. And I believe the coronavirus and the global pandemic is going to be one of the things that trigger an end-time revival. And you heard it here first. Bill Terry went to Busy Beaver today to purchase an 8-foot length of wood trim. Couldn't believe the price. Guess what? It stayed in the store. I will find another option for my project. Folks, so you read the chat. I love having the live interactive chat. We got a huge program tonight, lots of viewers. So there's Bill Terry going in the store, wanting to buy one 8-foot piece of lumber. Too expensive. It stays in the store. So now what happens? The home project that he was doing doesn't happen. So now he's not going down to the hardware store and buying nails or screws. That's not happening because we didn't buy the lumber. Now Busy Beaver, they didn't sell the lumber. Do you see what happens? We've got to pay attention to this and see what happens. So remember, never say, I told you so. Larry Gorley, I work with chemicals and they are getting scarce and will be affecting everything. They say it's because of the big ice storm in Texas. I think there's more behind that story. There absolutely is more behind that story. I think y'all are trying to delay me from saying it, so I'm not going to say it. Barney got his head back.
This is all points. We better get right on it. Let me see if I got my bullet.
Barney is saying tonight, I told you so. I told you so. Folks, I started off the program tonight giving applause to the great state of Minnesota. Lots of wonderful people there. They're doing some great things in regard to voter fraud and voter ID. Aaron Flowers, I work at a pallet shop. The price of our lumber has skyrocketed. We have lost customers. Callie Winkle, my medicine doubled. They blame it on the pandemic. Folks, I'm telling you, here we have a live program. We have a great amount of viewers in here tonight, and you can just see testimony after testimony. PG's telling you the truth, and Barney's whispering in my ear. Here it is. In Russian, Yaskazal. You know where I stand on the George Floyd case. I personally believe Derek Chauvin was guilty, and I know there's a whole deep story behind it. I know George Floyd come from a criminal background, had drug problems. I understand, but there were 4 officers there. I've been on ride-alongs with officers. I've been out there when they're arresting people in California. In 9 minutes on a man's neck when he's handcuffed and you got 3 more officers there is too much. That's where I stand. I believe he should have got off of him, made sure the guy could breathe. Maybe George Floyd would still be living. He's still a human being. So that's where I stand. You know it. But I told you guys 2 weeks ago, when this case came down and Joe Biden started talking about the verdict before the verdict was out, when Nancy Pelosi's partner in wickedness, Maxine Waters, who is another dear grandmother lady that needs to retire from public service and go home and be a grandma and let some fresh blood get into our national government. Maxine Waters come out and didn't only say, okay, we need a right verdict. She was saying guilty, guilty, guilty. And if you come up with any other verdict, we're going to get you. Maxine Waters. I then, 2 weeks ago, told you guys about Civics 101. It's called due process. Due process. You cannot do things like that, especially if you're an elected official. Well, they did it because there's ignorance running around, and the people running our nation do not even know what our laws and Constitution say. One of the jurists, he's right here, Brandon Mitchell, right there. God bless you, Brandon, but you lied. Brandon Mitchell, last summer, has pictures with his cousins wearing a t-shirt. It says, "Your knee off our necks," which I agree, no problem. He had his BLM hat and shirt. Well, we have his quotations when he was asked during the jury selection if he knew anything about the George Floyd case. Right here, Judge Cahill asked juror number 52, which is this guy Brandon, whether he heard anything about the George Floyd civil case. He says no. He explained hearing some basic info about trial dates from the news in recent months, but nothing that would keep him from serving as an impartial juror. He now comes out and is making statements that we need to get on these juries to make sure the outcomes are correct. And yes, he did know about George Floyd. And yes, he was a BLM supporter and activist. Guess what happened immediately after that, and about 1 hour before I went live on the program tonight? Derek Chauvin's attorney files motion for new trial on multiple grounds, including jury misconduct. Folks, it's called due process. You know where I stand on Derek Chauvin. That's not up for discussion. But we live in America where you're innocent until you're proven guilty, and a jury cannot be manipulated. And our federal government was doing it. Jurors were tainted. Here's my prophecy. Here's my prophecy. This is going back. The appeal is going to be heard. And I think it is going to release a new level of demonstrations, maybe riots, standing up against due process of the American way according to law. This is going to be way more than Derek Chauvin and George Floyd. And it's a sad day when we can't allow due process to happen in our country. That's where I stand. And I'm not saying I told you so, but 2 weeks ago, I told you this was going to happen. And bam, here we are. Oh, folks, it's been a wonderful night. I've got a good laugh for you tonight, and then I've got a scripture to encourage you. We've got a couple minutes left in the program here. Doris Dagan, you are right. She still needs Jesus. Candy Tarr, thank you. Heather Weinmiller, Angela Blackwell Moody. And no, I wouldn't want her to be my grandmother either. Folks, I want to introduce you tonight to a new comedian. I always try to give you a good smile. I've talked about some heavy stuff tonight, but I have found this comedian. It's this African-American guy out of North Carolina. He is hilarious. He is a Christian. I think we could get him up here to Pennsylvania to to do a show. He is fantastic. He's got a very small following. I don't think he's really been discovered yet, but he is hilarious. He talks about black-white issues. He talks about racism. He talks about God. But this guy, his biggest comedy routine is he loves chicken. Also, he talks about parenting, and he's just a great guy. This is a great guy, and this is going to give you a smile tonight. Check out our new comedian that's going to be a part of our program going forward from here, and his name is Tim Shropshire.
Yo, what's up, man? I usually don't try to make, videos being emotional, but, today was one of them days. As I on my way home, I kind of wanted some chicken, man. I wanted 10 chicken wings, man. So I went to my favorite spot, and I got some chicken wings, and my 2-year-old was in the back was saying chicken, as if she wanted some. And I said, I'll give you a piece when you get home. But I already knew I was gonna make her a sandwich, when we got to the house. So and so I not even 2 minutes after I got through the door at the house, man, I opened up the box of chicken, man. It was fresh, man, looking good. And she still was asking for chicken. So, I gave her a piece, and I was going to give her at least 2 or 3. And not even a few seconds after she started eating, man, she started gagging seriously. And so I had to I went over there and started beating the back of her back. And I was so nervous, man. And it really got me, as a father, because it wasn't about her choking. It was the fact that she told me afterwards she didn't want no more chicken. And so I just started tearing up because I'm like, man, now I get to have all this chicken to myself. And y'all, let me tell you, man, God is faithful, man. I thought for sure she was going to eat, at least half, the chicken that was in the box. But God intervened, man. And she didn't even want no more. And I got to sit down and eat in peace, 9 pieces of chicken. And really 9.5 because she ain't finished that one that she had. And that's y'all, don't worry. God already knows the outcome of what you're going through. Don't worry. Don't fret. Trust God, man. Man, I'm telling you, this is some of the best chicken I ever had in my life, man. This thing. Thank you, God.
Tim Shropshire, you are a new hero of the program. And this guy, I don't even think he's been discovered yet. His videos, I don't even know how I found him. But, man, he preaches the gospel. It's just awesome. Hilarious. I'm going to show you one here in the future about when his wife had a baby. It is absolutely hilarious. Hey, the scripture that I have for you tonight, as I send you out on your way, we've had a great night, is this one. Luke 22, 31 and 32. Jesus told Simon Peter, Simon, Simon, Satan has asked to sift all of you as wheat. But I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. And when you have turned back, strengthen your brothers. And that's the scripture where he goes on to tell him before the cock crows, you will deny me, et cetera, et cetera. And we know that Peter did that. Peter came back, forgive me, Lord. Jesus tells Peter, feed my sheep 3 times. We know the story. But here's the deal on this scripture. This is awesome. It lines up right with where we're at tonight in all the news that we've looked at. It's very simple. Simon, Simon, Satan has asked to sift all of you as wheat, but I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. In the Greek, what it actually means is Satan wants to shake that wheat, okay, until the kernels, the wheat falls off of it. And that was the picture. It's not just cut you off, but Satan has a plan to come and shake so that your faith falls off of you. That's what happened to Peter. He was shaken, and at that moment, He denied Christ, but he came back to Christ. And I'm here to tell you tonight, with all the things that are going on in this world, it is a plan and an attack of the enemy to shake you and to shake the church and to shake your faith and to get you to the point where, you're going to start falling down going, okay, I don't even know what to do next. I can't go any further. And Jesus comes in at that moment and he says, but Simon, and you insert your name there. I'm looking at the chat up here on the third monitor. Mario, Doris, Candy, Heather, Angela, and the list goes on. Insert your name there. It may feel like you're being shaken, but Jesus says, I have prayed for you. What a great encouragement tonight. You can cross-reference that over to the book of Hebrews, where we know that Jesus is sitting at the right hand of the Father, ever making intercession for us. So yes, it is the plan of the enemy to shake until faith falls. But be of good cheer. Jesus has prayed for you and me. What an awesome night, an hour full of stuff. It's a good night. I pray the Lord will bless you. The Lord will keep you. Now, I will tell you this. Man, that's how I feel when there are only 6 pupusas left. Mario Aile, I'm in Pennsylvania. People do not know what pupusas are up here. If we had to do a poll right now of who in here knows what pupusas are. Mario Aile, quite a man of God down there in Houston, Texas. Thank you for being a part of the program tonight. Be in here. So every Tuesday night and Friday night, we'll be live for you 8:30 to 9:30 Eastern. Thank you for sharing. I am telling you this, though. You're going to see on my YouTube channel coming out, I'm taking little shorts out of the program, little clips, and we've made a little intro segment called Turning Up the Heat, where it's going to talk about hot points. Those will be released on my YouTube channel. So make sure, if you haven't subscribed, just go over to Greg Terry Experience and subscribe on the YouTube so that you can get those videos when I upload it. Tomorrow night, our night of worship, we'll be back with the PG and Barney Show on Friday night. May the Lord bless you, keep you, cause his face to shine upon you, be gracious to you, give you peace. You guys have a great night. God bless you, and God bless America.